Oh!
Oh, Melissa!
This reminds me of different international tournament where it's been a consistent answer.
I believe the
Welcome
tournament
to
you were
Mobile
referring to
Legends.
was MSC 2024 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Welcome to Game 1 in a best of 3. It's Blacks International versus TNC Pro Team. Joseph,
Daniel.
did you see that Melissa coming through? Because again, we see a lot of Faramis these days. Again, Faramis is in the top 5 of a majority of the winningest teams in Season 14, and Melissa's one of the solid answers.
I guess, so, like, I don't know. Melissa's just not one of the heroes that I typically think of.
Not in your radar.
Not in my radar. But the fact that it does prove a point, it can work really well, too. That's going to be great to see how Kozin makes this work. Honestly, man, at this point, both these teams just need to pull the stops and get that win. You know, like, start off with the right foot, get game 1 under your toes. And I think part of that, too, is, like, both these lineups, if you break it down, they're both good. They're both good. They both are going to make music.
They still have two of the most tenured and fundamentally sound and theoretically gifted coaches in the world, I'd say. Coach Bonchan, Coach Wolf, who, by the way, I caught up with last night, asked him about the Baksharom. I'm like, Wolf, what was that, man? What's up?
What do you have to say?
He told me that it works. He told me that there is a formula and a situation where it works, just not last night. But looking at TNC's draft today, here, in Game 1, I agree with you. This right here, I think it works, especially with the Melissa coming through last pick. I think compared to Blacklist, like, no offense, like Blacklist solid draft here, especially since Haji's back in mid.
Yep.
I like TNC's draft a little better.
That's a good change. Like you just mentioned, Haji going to the mid here too. But I think we say this so many times. Like every time we look at a draft, it's always like, yeah, you know, this is a good draft. Depends on the execution. And when you talk about both these teams, that's been their issue. Like up to this point, halfway to the regular season is, what's the execution been like for them? You know, and I think that's the question.
It's going to matter 110% more now that the turtle has spawned. We see a little bit of the early game lane to lane. Kazin here working on the lore. Turtle, 10% left. Wow. Easy, quick. Blacklist didn't even think of contesting.
Yeah, good take there. TNC, you know, wants to get these objectives, get the snowballing at least for Kazin, because that's why you also pick up that Nolan there. And I think Brigida and also Renmar pointed out too, it's funny because for TNC, the fact that Lancey has so many options on what ultimate does he want to take on the other side.
So many good options.
So many good options. Like, is it the Glorious Pathway? Does he take the Nether Realm? Does he take the Minoan Fury? Like, there's so many good options that TNC can play around with from every point of this game. And that always goes back to the point of, you know, how are they going to execute that? Because, like Renmar mentioned too, they always get this tendency where they start really strong, and then something douses the fire mid-game.
And that's the story of last night's Valentina in the hands of this very same gentleman you see here, Lancey. He was also facing off against a Faramis. Falcon is AP Brent's Faramis, to be specific. And he always had his hands on the Nether Realm. So now I think he's going to take lessons from that match, put it into play here, help TNC get a solid early lead. Now fight up top!
Already up on top here. MP the King burning a little bit, but we'll be able to get away with a sliver of HP. So no first blood being taken up yet. Lancey got wind where he was in there. Gonna go for Haji. They get the Nether Realm out, but Haji looks like he's gonna be able to escape as well. Escalera is still in the hunt, but there's no way he's gonna catch him. So they'll put the pressure at least on the tier 1 in the mid.
All right, I'll call that a small victory for TNC. A TKO, if you will. They did win 2 lanes, trading off at the bottom on Haji. And now Perks getting a little bit from Kozin. It's a lot of plating, Joseph. See that? Like,
that's like mid's gone.
Mid's gone. Top lane, they got maybe, almost half. TNC, about 1,000 ahead now, 4 minutes in.
Yeah, that's great, because, and honestly, like, I just feel like TNC has this phase of the game down for the most part. You look at, statistically, a lot of their games, they control the early game. And so, with this lineup, again, I'm looking at it, and, like, they have the pieces to the puzzle here. I'm waiting for heads. All right, scoots on out. It is just Lord Jam on Hylos. He's going to go back, but now bringing it here to the objective. Turtles up, second 1.
He was teetering on the edge.
I was like,
He did not want to use the flicker, did not want to use his ult. It's like, no!
I got this.
No, Lord JM. Second turtle up already. Kazin and Escalera working on it. Perks walks into the pixel brush here. Turtle approaching half health.
Wow, Perks is going to get already pulled in. It's quite low. Does have the ultimate Minoan Fury available, but I think they might still try to fight this. Kozin goes down in the exchange. They trade it for an objective, though. So still now for the fight here, looking for the kill. Glorious Pathway going to be dropped down.
Wow.
Lord JM will get out, but TNC grabs himself another objective.
You see that? He was running away, topping himself up with the Revitalizing, got away with it. Not a kill for TNC. They did score a major objective, but they lost Kozin in the process. You know what? I'll call that a wash. You know, it's a 50-50, because again, that's still your gold laner you lost.
Yeah, it's still the gold laner you lost. Like I said, TNC seems to just want to focus on these objectives, get that down. And honestly, for Blacklist International, for MP the King, you kind of do the same thing. If you're not getting objectives, if you're not comfortable fighting face-to-face in those fights, then why not go find a pick-off?
Yep, find the flank. Spotlight on Kaizen, TNC's jungler in his Assassin era. Prior to Week 4 matches, he's played Assassin heroes 11 out of 76 times in his whole career.
Okay, so he's adjusting to the meta that we're in now, you know? I think a lot of the junglers, especially the newer ones that came into the professional league, like over the course of, you know, the last year even, have had to make that adjustment. And it's something that, let's just be honest, they all have in their repertoire. It's just like they were forced to play a different meta.
He's slowly overriding the memories of him playing Yanakai. He played a mean Akai when he was wearing black and purple. Now under the black and orange, he's also kicking butt. There's a pull on the Hodge. Pops a Purify, they're fine.
He's fine. Every time, Escalera can do that, get something. As long as you get something, whether it's a battle spell, whether it's an ultimate, then great for them. But then how do they follow up on that value? You know, and that's why I think you have to utilize Heads eventually once he's kind of roaming around the team a little bit more on this Edith pick. A lot of focus here. Top side turret's going to go down. Blacklist will grab that one. And now Lancey still holding on to the Nether Realm. I don't think anything's going to happen. Third turtle up, and it looks like it could just go in the hands of Kaizen again here.
That's right. Blacklist taking down the first turret, while TNC take 100% of the turtles in Game 1. You know what? Say what you will about TNC winning in the early game plenty, but I think Blacklist did the best they could under that situation, you know, under the pressure. They were still able to push first and protect their tier 1s.
They protected the tier 1s. They got a push on top. But I'm just wondering again, what is the play here, you know, for Blacklist International? Flask of the Oasis does get picking up too, so Perks maybe a little more confident now that he has that item locked in. But you can see this. Like, look at the balloon of gold. Hold on, TNC's going to find a pick off. Lord JM will finally not escape this one. Couldn't even get the Glorious Pathway down.
A bout of carelessness is what it seems like. I don't think I remember the last time I saw anybody recall in that very same bush when you have vision of your opponent about 50 meters away. That was odd. That was off timing for Lord JM. I hope the Blacks can still recover, but TNC punished.
Yeah,
hard.
They got a kill off of it. And
not a single battle spell spent, Joseph.
Exactly. It was just a pull, and they come up and get a kill, and now this turret does go down on the bottom side. Blacklist still trying to find objectives where they can. But what TNC is doing is they're kind of very meticulous about this portion of the game. Like, everything they've done, objectively especially, has gotten them to 3K gold.
That's right. This is the handoff. This is the mid-game to late-game handoff. For the next maybe 2 or 3 minutes, if everything goes swellingly for TNC, then they're walking away with a dub Game 1. So far, this right here, this area right here for Blacklist, this is the danger zone. They find it hard to engage, and now wait, Lancey walking in. He knows who's there. He knows exactly what he's walking into. But you asked me a question about 2 minutes ago, Joseph. You said, what is Blacklist looking for? I'll tell you now. I think they're looking for an Ube. I think they're looking for a 3 or 4 man catch on a pull from Haji or Glorious Pathway, and then a Minoan Fury, and then the cleanup from MP. Like, that's the picture-perfect situation.
I'm thinking part of this, too, is just the fact that they know... Oh, Escalera. Whoa! Escalera goes in with a flicker. Doesn't land the I'm offended. It seems like they might just call it off after that. The Lord is up here, though. And so Blacklist might be looking to make a move in themselves. Malefic Roar also just picked up by MP the King.
Luckily, 2,000, 2,500 is a big... Oh, wait! They're coming in!
Heads, there's the Shadow Kill. Going to get the Primal Form out. Primal Wrath is popped. Still, though, dropping down Glorious Pathway, too. They force a fight in the mid lane, and now joining it. Kaizen also forced out. Perks out of the picture. Down a member already, Haji. Netherrealm's expended as well, and TNC knows they have an advantage. They played apart. Still, Kaizen on the bottom side, pushing that wave.
And with Perks out of the picture, TNC are fully controlling the river. Now one more time the pull.
So pull again from Escalera. Lord JM waiting for the rest of the team to follow this up, but they just don't want to go in just yet. Oheb possibly looking for a follow-up on the kill, but he gets just zoned out from Kozin.
Glass cannon, the Filipino sniper on that Nathan. Gotta watch out. Look at the back line, Lancey, sandwiched by Lord JM and MP.
Lancey keeps him at bay, gets Kazin the Lord here, and Lancey will just sacrifice himself for TNC's objective.
I'm not so sure if that's the only way that Lord Take could have happened, but, you know, gets the job done. TNC scored the big one at the cost of Lancey, who, you know what?
Sure.
In hindsight, like, sure, if that's what it takes for you to not spend too much and to not threaten the kill on Kozin or Kazin, I guess you could sacrifice the mid lane. You could sacrifice the Valentina.
He's like, hey, I got this, guys. You got the Lord, I got this.
They got eyes on me.
I got the other Lord.
We got him, the Lord JM, who, by the way, is now currently on his way to his second item here that does build the Thunder Belt. Looking at the cores this time around, at about deadlock between Kozin and Oheb, so that's good. Again, Oheb hasn't died, so at least they're still banking on one of their cores here.
And that's why I'm going to go back. I'm going to answer my own question to myself 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I think it was the plan here for Blacklist was like, yeah, let's just wait because we know Nathan needs time to build up. And he's there. Like, they're going to clear this Lord out. They try to hold on to what they can. They will lose a turret. They might want to force the fight now, too. Netherrealm already going to be used.
That's a go
the
away.
go away keeps them away on point. And now Escalera, what does he want? Has the flicker. They get cut off from heads. Looking for more. Kazin trying to join this fight, but
Ground
still
beef.
when to catch up to the team and won't be able to get a kill after it all. But the Holy Shield will be popped on the base turret top side of Blacklist.
The cow gets away. Oh, look at the ungodly amount of heal. Perks has heal. Lord JM has heal, which he, by the way, used up, I think. You pressed the red vitalize there. TNC about 5,000 gold ahead, slow and steady. They're pushing in. The map is turning red. Lord JM drops the glorious pathway.
Whoa, MP the King also not going to be able to find the angle he was looking for. Going to fight for the purple buff. Oheb looks like he's one to secure it here. So TNC playing with the control they have. And I would say, you know, there's some mistakes on both sides happening from both teams, but TNC has been holding it together so far.
You mentioned a very interesting word, mistake. I think it's more complex than that. I think they're both very careful, where it seems like they don't want to make any mistakes, which lead to them overthinking the approach. Wherein they're, you know, they're walking on thin ice, Joseph. They're walking around broken glass, which, by the way, is a perfect metaphor for the past 4 weeks that they've gone through. It's tough to be an agent. It's tough to be a member of the Phoenix Army because your teams are winless right now. And off of this series, a single series alone, they get a point on the board. So maybe that's why everything just matters. Like
it's
10 times more.
Super focused on discipline.
That's right.
You know, we can look at it that way.
That it affects your state of flow.
Yeah.
And your synergy with your teammates, which, by the way, coming from these two teams who are freshly built, I would understand why there's a little bit more, I don't want to use the word hesitation, but
carefulness.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, will they take this well? Will this gambit work out?
Yeah. And I think that's, again, with the lineups that they both have, they can afford to do that too. Especially for Blacklist lineup. It's covered so well.
It's a fresh new lineup.
It is.
It's a reconfiguration.
New, what is it? A new iteration, new code, if you will.
Which, by the way, is holding out well. Look at this box formation approaching onto the Lord, while TNC a little more scattered out. In control of the river brush, though, don't worry. With heads in the pixel brush. Kazin taking care of the wave up top. What's MP the King up to? Is he securing his orange?
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to grab his orange. He knows that as long as Lord JM's here, he's fine. Like, he can do what he needs to do.
He can delay.
He can delay it. They can wait. And that's what I'm saying. The upside of Blacklist lineup is the fact that they can extend a fight for so long with the lineup that they have and even the revitalize that is brought to this, plus the healing of the Minotaur. Like,
they got HP bars good for 2 teams.
Yes, exactly.
they got 2 teams worth. A 10-man squad's worth of HP and healing. 14.5 minutes in, this is an enhanced Lord that both teams are circling around. Look at this 5-man approach from TNC. Oh, wow. Just by movements and rotations alone, they're able to push back Black.
Yeah, this feels like a different board game at this point. You know, both teams kind of feeling each other out, especially around the second Lord.
It's rugby-esque.
Rugby.
Yeah.
Rugby-esque.
I feel like we should have done a haka before. Oh, look at Kazin!
Oh, no. He's going to pop the Winter's Crown. There's the Minoan Fury 2. Going to get the knock-up on Kazin. He's out of the picture. NetherRealm dropped down as well. Kozin trying to get the distance, and MP the King on the hunt. Pops the shadow kill. Does he have enough damage? He doesn't. To get the kill, the flicker comes out from Lancy. Looking for Blacklist jungler. Won't be able to get him, and now Haji keeping Lancy at bay. But still, TNC, they lose 2. And no one, it seems like, is going to be able to get this Lord just yet.
And TNC spent so much on the way out. Look at that, all the battle spells, the 2-for-1 trade. Lord JM was more than willing to give that up. And look at this, Blacklist going to try to burst.
They're going to try to delay here as much as they can. Kazin will be up now. Head's just a couple seconds away. So TNC has done what they needed to do. Losing the jungler, they delay the Lord.
That was the best 5 seconds to try and burst down a Lord. Especially when TNC were down 2. And wait, they're going to pick a fight again?
MP the King using the shadow kill. He'll get a couple health bars down here from TNC, but that's about all he gets.
Yeah, go away indeed does pull you out of the shadow kill. Yeah. Like you bounce off of it.
Yeah, you just kind of get zoned out.
Yep. Here we go, another 5v5, another scrum, if you will. Very rugby-esque engagement. Again, you know, you're looking for the better positioning. You drop the ball, you reset. The ball here being the Lord.
Being the Lord.
And look at this, wow, 5-man control of the river bush.
Again, Kazin too. This time, like, he's got to, like, if we look at the last fight, Kazin has to be protected here. Can't go down.
There's the conceal, setting it up on Lord JM, forcing out a Glorious Pathway.
He's going to get pulled, and now pops the Revitalize and the Glorious Pathway. Do they actually just back off again? This time, though, Blacklist might start it up.
As if it was nothing, Joseph. As if it was nothing. Via a single ult and a battle spell, Blacklist undoes TNC's engagement. Lord here standing at about half health. Now it's Blacklist in control of the river bush. Kazin taking the flank. I don't know if Lord JM knows. Oh, now he does. Now he does for sure. They get kicked out. Shadow kill! Shadow kill!
MP the King will finally get the kill he was looking for. And now they're going to battle it out. Minoan Fury going to find 2, knock them up. Heads and Escalera fall in their place. Kazin's still up, though.
What?
Blacklist going to focus on the tier 2 in the mid lane and run it down. Kazin, though, will find Lord JM. So at least gets one out of it.
Call it a
lane.
Backstab. Kazin just coming in. Even a hero as chunky as a high loss on Lord JM will fall. And now for sure, Blacklist, for sure, the coast is clear. They take the Lord.
This is what we're always talking about, though. TNC had the lead, and in, I don't know, discipline, hesitation, whatever we want to call it, they're not able to get the major objective. And although they hold on to a lead, things slowly change in momentum.
All right, save for her outing in Riyadh for MSC 2024. The last time we saw Melissa in MPL Philippines was in Season 11. It was played by RG's Eman, who's now playing for MPL ID under BTR. And it was used in the lower bracket final playoffs against then Echo, now Team Liquid. Looking at the map, Joseph, it looks like Blacklist will slowly but surely take control. Looking at the item game, despite being down about 2,000 gold, you know, Kozin's built up already, finally. So they have to really protect not just Kazin, but Kozin as well, and make good use of Lancy. I think, just in my opinion, TNC has been throwing Lancy down the deep end, and maybe they should look at him as a real damage source. Lord JM spotted here by 4. Make that 5. That's all of TNC. What?
Wow. TNC is going to lose that mid turret. Glorious Pathway dropped down. MP was looking for Kozin here. Not going to be able to find him, so Lord's going to be cleared out. They try to hold on to the rest of their turrets for now. Not sure if they're going to engage or TNC just wants to be on the defensive. Lancy's going to get pulled. He has his own NetherRealm, flickers forward on the defensive. MP the King will pop the shadow kill. Still expending that out. They'll try to heal up. There's a pull from Escalera. NetherRealm from Blacklist going to be used as well. And now the focus on the base turrets. Bottom one going to go down. Top one still standing with a little bit of health, and they'll get pushed off. TNC holds on.
Able to kick Blacklist out of their backyard. And now the pendulum swings. Blacklist in control. 1 inhibitor left standing for the Phoenix Army, while Blacklist staring at a 1,000 gold lead and a map all blue. Just as I was saying, man. Just as I was saying, Lancy almost died. He spent everything. He had to take a loan and say, "No, can I borrow a flicker real quick?" All right, thanks. Pow. Can I borrow another round? Pow. I wonder what the end game is for TNC. Like, are they really saving heads for the flank? Are they really saving heads for the flank? And does Escalera have to start off with an I'm offended? Is there like a late entry I'm offended?
Maybe they can let heads do it, but like
Am I
even
asking for too much?
if you look at the last push from the Lord, man, they were in near the orange buff
Right here,
push.
right about yay. Oh, no,
Yeah,
no, up
on the
top,
other
up top,
side.
yeah.
And then they didn't do anything with it, so then they were in a very awkward, like, rotate back to their base.
retreat,
To
yeah.
retreat.
Yeah.
And so it makes me wonder, like, what was the idea there? What was the call there?
It's like moonwalking away from a fight.
Yeah, so you're already trying to rush back to position on the defensive, and then you get collapsed down on.
Yeah.
So, you know, with that, hopefully they've learned. Escalera is going to get the immortality. Lord's coming up, though.
I think, you know what? I double down on your theory, our findings together, because in addition to the whole positioning and movement that TNC have shown us the past 5 minutes, I think Blacklist has just hit critical mass. Like, they're just able to brute force their way into better positioning because of the Minotaur, the Faramis, and the Hylos.
Yeah, it's almost too much.
It's too much.
Because at some point, too, Lord JM, you've seen him actually do it. He just lays down the glorious pathway. Like, don't cross.
Lord JM's poverty era is over. Like, he's just, I'll just walk into any establishment I want, just point at things without even looking at the price tag.
Just drop it down.
Making it rain.
Making it rain on the pathway. And so for TNC, they've got to solve that answer. Like, they have a couple of options themselves. We talked about Heads and Escalera, but, you know, at that point, even if Escalera gets a pull, you got to be ready to fight. You got to be ready to go against that lineup of that front line from Blacklist.
And luckily they are ready, because just off of Haji, off of Oheb, that's enough magic damage to force back a majority of TNC, because Kaizen and Kozen can't take that kind of damage.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe they can take MP the King, they can split off and try to, you know, spread the damage to the Shadow Kill. That's why MP the King is taking this angle here. He knows he's a late entry assassin.
Yeah.
He cannot start the fight. There's no engagement in the 22-minute game that Blacklist started, that MP was the initiator.
Yeah. There's only maybe once where he's like, yeah, I'm just going to go Shadow
It's
Kill,
a
see what I
pick
can
off.
get.
Yeah, that was on
You know?
Kozen in the early game. But now, watch this. He's in control of the river bush. And look at the base. Oh, that's the extra damage!
Oh, it's too much. It's overloaded. Already immortality going to be popped, and they go in. Heads also has to Primal Wrath.
Watch Kaizen.
Escalera still in trouble. He goes down. Heads now still alive. Won't go down. Netherrealm into the Minoan Fury. Going to knock up Kozen. Kozen tries to pop off the damage, and Perks in trouble. Pops the winner's crown. They're trying to turn the tide of the fight as Kozen picks up a kill. Lord JM running as well.
Oh, let's see.
The base still has to be worked on, but Kozen going to be able to find Haji. Picks up another. They send Heads back to the base, and now TNC, what can they do with this advantage? They're too low.
They can live another day, Joseph. They can help regain control of the map and climb back up. Shove Blacklist out of the driver's seat and go into cruise control. The Lord, you see how close the Lord was getting taken down? Like a fourth? Down to a fourth, and then suddenly TNC just pulls the trigger and says, you know what, it's now or never, gentlemen. They trade Escalera for Perks, Roamer for Roamer, but that's best case scenario for where they were staring down early before that Lord fight.
That's the thing. That was such a good usage as well, of course. Kozen.
Shadow Kill.
Is he going to be in trouble again? Kaizen! He has immortality. It's going to be popped, but MP the King also still alive.
What?
His immortality goes down, and they will battle it out, jungler to jungle, as they both fall.
Pyrrhic victory for Kaizen and MP. I don't even know who started the fight or who wanted to really go down, but they're both counting down to the same revive timer. I don't think either of these teams want to go for the Lord just yet. If anything, there's a slight advantage for Black since the map does belong to them.
Yeah.
But I think it's safer now. You know what? If anything, remember the uncharacteristic and unorthodox discipline and care and hesitation both teams were exhibiting in the first 10-15 minutes. Maybe now it should come into play. Because
maybe now.
A single team fight could turn it around. Lord JM dropping the glorious pathway.
Heads taking a ton of damage already. Holding on to the Primal Wrath, and now Haji going to zone them out.
No emos, no emos.
Lord's going to reset here. They can't actually just take it just yet. They still have to be careful as both junglers are still down. Once again, Orange Buff will just be taken, but we're at the stalemate here.
Oh no, extra trouble in the base.
Numbers
TNC.
advantage. Uh-oh.
Have to defend.
Escalera already had the flicker route. Won't be able to find the I'm offended. Misses it. Kozin drops down 2, still looking for more, wants to fight. Pushing off Blacklist from the Lord, and the Glorious Pathway will keep him at bay.
You know what's scary for Blacklist right now, especially at this point in the game? You don't know if it's a DGP or an OGP.
Whoa.
Oh, shadow kill. Oh, no, Kozin!
Kozin pumping the wind chant. He's got the wind of nature. Already had to use it. Lancey too.
Lancey!
Solo!
Lancey!
Oh, both of them are going for more, and now gonna be in trouble here. Pops the winner's crown, heads, has to flicker out. There's the fire back. Kazin will pick up the kill, and they look for more. It's a double for Kazin. TNC still trying to fight it out, but MP the King has a different plan as he gets a double.
2K for Kazin, and you can say the same for MP. And because of that, it's a 2 for 3. Blacklist gonna take a Lord. 25 minutes scaled. This is as big and as strong as a Lord can get.
I swear, like, both these junglers are just like, they're making eye contact. What you do, I do. Earlier it was fighting each other, and then now it was the double kill.
It's intense. It's an anime rivalry that spans 6 seasons over 3 years of broadcast.
Yep.
The artist does not want to make any more episodes, but the fans can't get enough of it. Best believe I can't. Kazin versus MP the King. Amazing. But we got to remember, Joseph, this is a 5v5 match, and kills alone do not make a game.
Definitely.
And right now, Blacklist are looking at a game nigh finish. This could be theirs. This could be the last push.
Yeah, right now, Lords here mid-side. They're going to feel the pressure already. Whoa, MP the King ends up getting taken out. Escalera was there to pull him in. They want to force the fight. Oheb firing up, has so much damage. The Nether Realm as well with him as Kazin falls, and they're too late. Blacklist International will take game number 1.
The map, the minions, and timing weren't on TNC's side. MP the King's final sacrifice allowed for Blacklist to clutch the victory.
Whew. Well, I guess, you know, going back to what it is, the final part 1's done. Game 1.